Okay, welcome to lesson 4. Last time we were talking about adding one more, subtracting one less, adding 10 more, or 10 more, 10 less. Let's continue. If you remember, we talked about how the place values can help us like a shortcut. So let's remind ourselves real quick. So there's these things called place values. And these are where the digits of a number are located. So we're going to start with the ones and the tens. So let's look at some examples together. Not this one yet. Here's a good one. And let's move this one over too. All right, so it says, write the correct number using the given tens and ones. So I'm going to rewrite these, okay? So we have 2 tens and 4 ones. 2 tens and 4 ones. I'm going to put a little equal sign. Remember, the tens have a certain place and the ones have a certain place. So let's try to do this together. When I think about a 2-digit number, this place is the tens. So maybe I should write this a little bigger. Let me write a little bigger. There we go. And there we go. So this place on the left is the tens. This place on the right is the ones. So we have 2 tens, 4 ones. So I'll put 2 dashes to help me remember 2-digit number, okay? Above this dash, I need my tens. So there's 2 of them. The next one, I need my ones, and there's 4 of them. So the number 24 is the same as saying 2 tens and 4 ones. Let's keep going. Let's do 1 10 and 2 ones. I tell you what, let's write out another example before we do this one so we don't have to click back and forth. And let's also do 4 tens and 8 ones. And what we're doing is we're combining our place values to make a real number. So if I go back to this one, I can complete it and write it as 24 without the dashes underneath it. All right, so now I have 1 10 and 2 ones. So I put 2 dashes because I have 2 place values. Remember, the place value on the left is the tens. So that's a 1. The place value on the right are the ones. So that's a 2. So this is the same as the number 12. 1 10 and 2 ones. That's like if you have money. If you gave somebody a $10 bill and 2 ones, how much money did you give them? You gave them $12. All right, let's keep going. Now I have 4 tens and 8 ones. 4 tens and 8 ones. Well, remember, the tens is on the left, 4, and the ones are on the right, 8. So what number is this? 48. Good job. If I gave somebody 4 $10 bills and 8 $1 bills, I've given them $48, which I hope they're happy about. All right, so that's that worksheet. Let's see what this one's about. This time it reverses it. It gives us the real number and we have to write the tens and the ones. Let's just do a couple of them, okay? 37, and I'm gonna do 81. 37, and 81. And I'm gonna leave a blank, like a dash, and I'll write tens, then the word and I'll leave a blank, and then the word ones, and an equal sign. And let's go ahead and get the other one set up too. 81, I'll leave a blank, I'll put tens, put the word and, I'll leave a blank, and then I'll write the word ones. Oh, I don't need an equal sign. What am I doing? All right, let's see here. 37. Well, when I look at 37 and I put my dash lines underneath the 3 and the 7, I see the 3 is on the left and the 7's on the right. So remember, who's on the left? What place value? The tens. What's the place value on the right? The ones. So I have 3 tens and 7 ones. I have 3 tens and 7 ones. All right, let's try number 5. Okay, 81. Let me draw my dashes again. Notice the 8 is on the left and the 1 is on the right. Well, what place value is on the left? The tens. So that means I have 8 tens. What place value is on the right? The ones. So that means I have 1, 1. 81. Very good. All right, now let's try this worksheet. It says determine the place value of the underlined digit. So I'm going to rewrite these on the other page, okay? So 4 and 69. And then I need to underline like they did, the 4 and the 9. Now, what is interesting about the 4 is it's by himself. So what does that really mean? It means there's an invisible 0 somewhere. Is the 0 in front of the 4 or is it after the 4? Well, it should be in front because if it was after, it would be looking like the number 40. And they didn't write the number 40. Instead, they wrote 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put the invisible 0 there just so we can see it. I'll put my dash, right? Well, I don't need my dash, my fault. I'll put the 0 there though. And then I'll say, okay, that tells me the 4 is on the right. So what place value is that? That's the ones. Because the 0's in the 10 spot and he's invisible. And that makes the number 4. All right, one more. 69. This time I got 2 numbers. I got both of them. And again, I have to pay attention. The 6 is on the left and the 9 is on the right. Because the 9 is on the right, what place value is that? It is the ones. Let's do 79. This time they have the 7 underlined. All right, so we look at it and we say, okay, 79. The 7 is the digit or the number or the value that's being underlined. It's on the left. What place value is on the left? The tens. So problems 6, 7, and 8 are more challenging compared to problems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But either way, they're all about place values, the ones and the tens. Let's go up real quick and then just recap real quick right here so you can still see it. Oops. Let's fix that. There we go. Remember, there are 2 numbers or 2 digits And that means I have two place values. I have the tens and I have the ones. I have the tens and I have the ones. The tens are on the left, the ones are on the right. So remember in example 1, if I had two tens and four ones, I have the number 24. If I have one 10 and two ones, I have the number 12. If I have four tens and eight ones, I have the number 48. And then we can reverse it and go the other way. 37 is the same as saying three tens and seven ones. Why is that? Because we see the 3 is on the left and the 7 is on the right. 81 is the same as saying eight tens and one one. That's because the 8 is on the left and the 1 is on the right. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.